What's up YouTube? My name's Kenneth. Today I'm going to talk about the Bandagable LEGO Rubik's Cube. Here's my new LEGO cube. I made it from a mini QJ Rubik's Cube, and I got the LEGO bricks from Pick a Brick on the LEGO website, and these are all 2x2 plates. The reason I made a new LEGO cube was because I wanted to have a bandageable LEGO cube, and a bandageable LEGO cube is where these LEGO plates are right up next to each other. That way you can get a LEGO piece that spans across two cubies. And when you do that, it bandages these two cubies together. They're always going to be together. I can't turn the right layer right now because this bandaged piece is keeping the right layer from turning. But if I wanted to turn the right layer, I'd first have to maybe do an up, and now the right layer turns, but of course now the front layer doesn't turn. Bandaging Rubik's Cubes adds a whole new layer of difficulty for solving, and it is a pain. Even though it's pretty obvious, I wanted to do a quick montage of how I made the LEGO Bandage Cube, because if I don't, I know I'll get murdered in the comments. Anyway, all you got to do is you get the Legos, and you need to round off the edges of the 2x2 LEGO plates. That way when the puzzle's together, it won't lock up. Then you super glue each side of the bandage cube all together at once. So you snap the pieces together and put glue on each individual piece and glue each side down at once. That way you know when the puzzle's all together that you will be able to bandage the Legos. And that's it. That's how you make a bandageable LEGO cube. So I was quite surprised with how well this puzzle turns. Let me show you one of my algorithms I use the most. It looks like this. And I just am totally blown away with how well this puzzle works. It just seems to glide almost effortlessly. And for a mini QJ Rubik's Cube, I'm totally impressed. I think it turns great. So I did some research on bandage cubes and the LEGO Bandage Cube, and I was not the first person to do it. The first person to do it was Andreas Nortman, and he is the expert when it comes to bandage cubes. He has probably the biggest collection of bandage cubes on the planet. He posts regularly on the Twisty Puzzle forum. In one of his posts, I read that there are 4,859 ways to bandage a LEGO Rubik's Cube, which I think is pretty darn cool. So I can't wait to start playing with some of them. One of the more famous bandage cubes was the Meffert's Bandage Cube that they sold. And of course, with all these extra Legos I have, I can go ahead and bandage my cube to look like that cube. Because I mentioned the Meffert's Bandage Cube, I figured I'd show you what it looked like. So here I am building the Meffert's Bandage Cube. So I've now bandaged this cube to mimic Meffert's Bandage Cube, and as you can see, there are many bandages here, and this has proved to be a very challenging puzzle for me to solve. It's even hard for me to mess it up. It's just extremely challenging. So as you can see, I've scrambled this bandage cube now, and I already am stuck as can be. So the great thing with a LEGO bandage cube is now that I'm stuck, all I gotta do is start popping the pieces off, and it'll be back to a Rubik's Cube, and I'll be able to solve it. So that's the bandageable 3x3. I think it's really cool. I'm really happy I have it. But it made me want more. So I went ahead and I purchased a Land 4x4 and made a bandageable 4x4 as well. And again, I'm not the first to do this. That was first done by, I believe, William F. And he has a YouTube channel. And I'll put a link in the description to his first one. His is actually a little better than mine because he used a Rubik's brand 4x4. And the Rubik's brand 4x4 is just a hair smaller than the Land 4x4, and the Land 4x4 is just a tiny bit too big for this application, and it makes the turning very poor. It doesn't turn very well. And so what happens is the center layer is fine. That lines up just okay, but the next layer out now is not quite right. Let's see if I can show. So I'm not sure if you can see that, but as you can see here, the Legos line up pretty well with the center slice, but then This Lego, this does not line up with the center slice, and it causes problems with the turning, as you can see. I'm kind of bummed with how the 4x4 turned out. I wish I would have used the Rubik's 4x4 because it's just a hair smaller, and I'm sure the turning would actually be better than this Lan. The cool thing with the Bandage 4x4 is there's a couple cool bandage mods for the 4x4. One is the wall cube. Let me get this 4x4 in the wall cube's configuration. So this mod is called the wall cube, and you can see it sort of looks like brickwork on every side, and it makes for a very challenging 4x4. You can see each layer still turns like this, and the center can turn. Anyway, I haven't had much time to play with it, but I'm excited to see how much more difficult the wall cube is than the normal 4x4. So I'm very happy with these Bandagable LEGO cubes. I think they're really cool. I highly recommend making them, especially the 3x3 with the mini QJ. It is perfect for a LEGO cube, and you'll be very happy with it. It turns great, and it's a Bandagable LEGO cube. For the 4x4, I would recommend not using the Lan 4x4 because it's just not quite the right size. You really need a 4x4 that's exactly 64 millimeters across. That's how wide the Legos are, but the Lan is just a hair too wide. If you have a 4x4, measure it. If it's 64 millimeters, then go for it. So even if it's just a millimeter or two off, it's not going to work very well, and that's the problem I'm having here. While playing with the 4x4, I've had tiles pop off, and then I have to re-super glue them, and I just don't think it's going to work long term. Anyway, measure your 4x4. If it's 64 millimeters exactly, leave a comment and tell me what 4x4 you're using, and I might go ahead and buy that and redo this puzzle. But for the 3x3 works great. I highly recommend the mini QJ with Lego tiles. It's super cool. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I do come out with new videos every other weekend, so be sure you're subscribed so that you are notified when the next video comes out. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and of course, have a great day.